Another Golden Age comic book stories to hold you spellbound, number 18. Build a fine big money jacket and shoe business. Fine big money. Okay. When the Martians strike. This story here, the Martians are coming to destroy Earth. It doesn't give a reason why. Then the U.S. military radar picks up the ships coming. Some Martian pilot right there. Then all the people start freaking out because they're going to be killed. Then they have a town meeting type of thing trying to figure out what to do. And this guy here says he owns a toy balloon company. He can save the Earth. They think he's crazy, so they throw him out of the meeting. Right there, they throw him out. And they don't know what to do. They think they're just going to have to wait to die. So the old man with the toy balloon takes off in his airplane. He opens up this big giant balloon. The big giant balloon is supposed to be the same size as the Earth. So when the Martians show up, they get confused. They think the balloon is the Earth. So they start attacking the balloon with all their weapons. But the balloon's got something inside of it. It blows up like the Hindenburg and kills all the Martians. And this guy that did the balloon thing, he's the only one that knows about it. And everybody else thinks, it was just a phony scare. In the end. A gift from Venus story. $15.20 an hour. Presto salesman. I don't know what Presto is. Oh. It's like some kind of fire extinguisher. Okay. Sleep, my love. This one's kind of cool. This guy, he likes to sleep a lot. He finds out his wife is a witch. So, since he finds out his wife is a witch, I guess he's a good Christian. He decides to shoot her. Like that Bible thing about do not suffer a witch to live. When she tells him she's going to get revenge on him when he goes to sleep at night. So he decides to take a night job so she can't kill him when he's asleep at night because he'll be asleep during the day. He's drinking coffee here, taking showers, working out, trying to stay awake. But he's always drowsy. Not used to sleeping during the day. And he has to go see a doctor because he's always tired. The doctor says it's because of he's not used to sleeping during the day. And he finds a job as a stoker on a freighter. One of these guys that throws the stuff into the hot shit into there to keep the fire going. Oh, here's an ad for fat folks. Your dreams come true. How to lose ugly fat. So he starts working at night, but it becomes like a Titanic thing, and the ship he's on crashes into some ice. Everybody falls into the water like Titanic. He gets saved by an Eskimo, and the Eskimo's telling him, "Oh, you need to get some rest." And he's like, "Oh, I can't. I don't sleep at night. I only sleep during the day." And the punchline is, "You're in the Arctic. Nights are 6 months long." So when he goes to sleep, his dead wife, the witch, is gonna kill him. The end. Free rare army patches. The weaker sex. Well, this story here is kind of weird. This guy, he gets married, and then his wife makes him do all the housework. She's like a feminist. His daughter doesn't respect him either. Like, she destroys his fish, tropical fish. His wife's always going out to women's meetings. She's like a feminist. He has to do all the. He wants to spank the little girl, but his wife won't let him. Then he messes up her clothes. He didn't know how to iron. She calls him an incompetent fool. And she goes out to women's club meetings 5 nights a week. And then he's like, I guess he's the old school type of Archie Bunker guy. Why don't you act normal? A woman's place is in the home. And she's running for mayor now. Like, I like Ike, I like Irene's button. And he's like, what am I, a man or a mouse? And he's planning on getting a big promotion at work. The next day at work, he finds out not only does he not get the promotion, they're going to fire him and give some woman his job. So he starts freaking out. He gets his own old nameplate and throws it through the window at work. Glass window of a door. And when he gets home, he starts telling his wife what's up. She's going to start making him dinner. He's not going to let her go to her women's meeting. So she pushes him down, and he snaps his head and gets paralyzed. And then the story's like, he thinks there's a big conspiracy that women are trying to take over the world and make men into slaves. And the doctor's name is Ed. He's glad that she's named Ed because he doesn't want a woman doctor. He's telling them all these crazy conspiracy theories about women trying to take over the world. But they got one of those twist endings. The doctor is really Edna, not Ed. And they're like, do a good job, Helen. This one knows. Like, there really is a plot for women to take over the world, destroy men. Here's a watch ad, $8.95. The city. Oh yeah, that's funny. But this story, the last story, they got a little introduction here. Now there's one guy who's really gonna get his cut. Let your imagination wander a while, kiddies. Like they're trying to say, they're gonna castrate him. On that last story, the city. Yeah, this story here, it's about a city where there's like a war, a nuclear war type thing, and they all have to go underground and make shells. And they start doing this all the time, just manufacturing shells and shooting them up to the earth. And then they build like a big bomber underground because they're underground. And they keep doing this for years and years. It says the last humans have escaped on spaceships to go to a more livable planet in space. But this city, all the people start to evolve into like ratty creatures who are scared of the sunlight underground. then it's like a ritual. They just keep making these bombs and shooting them up into the air. They're waiting for the invaders to release the atomic weapons. Then the humans who went to the other planet eventually come back to Earth to check it out. Then they find out that these people, the other people, the underground people, think the Earthlings that came back to Earth are the bad guys. So they let the bomber out and wind up killing everybody, blowing up the whole world. Interesting. Polio precautions. It says don't mix with new groups. Don't get overtired. Don't get chilled. Do keep clean. Want a U.S. government job? In this story, Terror in Time, this guy's into witchcraft. He's trying to get power for himself. Puts on bat wings, drinks a potion, goes into coffin. But nothing seems to work for him. So he throws the skull down in disgust because none of these magic potions work for him. And somehow it transports him back in time 250 years ago, like before the American Revolution. And then he becomes like a prophet because he knows history. He starts predicting everything. Then all the women start worshiping this guy because he's a big prophet. He's a big star. He thinks he's a big shot stud here. Ugly little guy. But he keeps predicting on all the future stuff. Telling them all the stuff that's going to happen in the future, like airplanes and telephones. Then he starts freaking out because he remembers something that happened the next day in the future. So he's trying to pack real quick to get away. But then he realizes, he remembers they come in there and grab him. And the punchline is, Golnar pleads and screams, but there's nothing he can do to change the course of history. He remembers the date very clearly, 1692. A date that will always be remembered for the hanging of the first Salem witch. So he gets hung as a witch because he can predict the future. Even though he really can't predict the future, he just memorized it because he went back into the past. Magic braids. Mystic skin doll. Big as a baby. There's one of those funny ads about getting muscle. There's one of these famous prize ads. All the junk that they offer you in the back of comic books back in the day. But that story tells you spellbound. Holds you spellbound. Number 18. Hey, what year was this? If I can see. 1953. These things are antiques now. Alright, see you later.